Hello, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Adab. Welcome to Citychat, a brand new show and your one-stop shop for infotainment. Be it buzzing news, food, fashion, fitness, education, entertainment, hospitality, or thoda sa hot gossip bhi. You name it and you get it right here and right now. With me, आपकी host और दोस्त Ritu. Today's episode of City Chat is important to each one of us. Given our hectic lifestyle and busy schedule, we tend to ignore our health and fitness, and sometimes we overdo it as well. We gorge on junk food, abusing our bodies, worsening it more. And when we realize it, we move towards fat diets, which even worsens it more. Today, we are going to bust the myths and create awareness with none other than Saraswathi, a certified and renowned fitness trainer and dietitian who specializes in weight management and diabetic nutrition. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Ritu, for a wonderful introduction.
You're welcome on board, Saraswathi. So happy to have you here. So you are not just a fitness trainer and a dietitian, you are also a national athlete yourself who has more than 15 medals to her credit. You have not just transformed yourself, you are helping others, like around 2,000 clients, to transform themselves to a fitter self. It's a huge pleasure to us and a huge responsibility to spread the awareness with you on board. So without much ado, let's start with Get Fit with Saras. So Saraswati, let's start with the basics. What is the basic step for those who want to lose weight?
See, the basic step is first thing, you need to cut down your sweet, sugar, deep fried items. Initially, you don't need to do much changes in your diet. Usually what happens, people, once they decided to lose weight, they'll sign up with the gym, they'll sign up with the diets, everything all together. And finally, they'll end up with dropping. So that shouldn't happen. Actually, you need to take a smaller step. Like first, you need to start with a simple cut down of this deep fry and then sweets. And then any one meal, try to replace with fruits and veggies. One meal, that's enough. So initially you need to do, and you need to start slowly walk. So directly you are not supposed to start high intense workouts and all that. With that, you will end up with the injuries. So you need to slowly start with a walk. Okay. After that, within like 1-2 months, you will lose around 5 kgs. Obviously, this is common. If you do these changes, usually around 5 kgs you lose. After that, body weight becomes stagnant. Then you need an expert's suggestions.
That's right. I am one of those people. So moving on, what kind of diets or workouts help us to lose weight?
Diet, obviously, you need to go with a balanced diet, low calorie balanced diet. Usually people start with the high protein diet and then high fat and protein rich diets. So these are all not at all good for health. You need to close to be with the natural diet, regular diet. Okay. You need to reduce the quantity. Instead of taking 3 dosas, make up 2 dosas. In that way, you need to bring down the calorie down. And then, yes, exercise is very, very important, but you need to start slowly. As I told you before, you need to start with walk. After a few days, slowly, you need to start jog and then exercises and then strength training. So one step by step, you need to include all these things, not at a time.
Right.
So Coming to the exercise part, yes, cardio helps you a lot to lose weight. Cardio in the sense like while doing this exercise time, you should feel breathlessness. Any exercise or walk or jog, it includes, see, when exercise includes lot of movements, obviously you'll feel breathlessness. So that kind of exercises helps you a lot to lose weight.
Okay.
Along with the diet. So actually, one more thing, Ritu, actually many people, because of lack of knowledge, they'll do, instead of taking diet support, they'll go with only exercise. That is not at all good. At one point, definitely you'll end up with the injuries, because when you want to lose weight, when you are heavy aside, you are not supposed to take, you're not supposed to do you're not supposed to base only on exercise. What I mean to say is you need to take the diet support. Absolutely. With heavier weight, your body will not support. At one point, what happened? They'll end up with the injuries. So what I suggest, you need to take the diet support along with the exercise.
That's right. So similarly, what kind of exercise do you think helps to a diabetic patient?
Coming to the diabetic patients, actually we have two types of, I mean, not that type 1, type 2 diabetes. What I am going to say is people who are heavier side and having diabetes, people who are very leaner side and still they would be having this uh, diabetes. So people who are very leaner side and still having the diabetes, for them, we need to suggest strength training because the muscle depletion is common with those people. So for them, they need to concentrate on, of course, diet. And then along with the diet, they need to do strength training also. And coming to the people, those who are heftier side and then having the diabetes, first they need to bring down their weight. That is the basic step actually. With losing weight, 99% mostly, we can overcome this diabetes. People who are heftier side actually. And for them, cardio helps you a lot. Instead of strength training, they need to go with the cardio. Cardio, I already told you, right, Ritu? That's the same.
That's right. And how is it possible for thyroid and PCOD patients to lose weight?
Of course, 100%. The first question comes from my client is, I'm a thyroid patient. Do I lose weight? No, it's 100%. It is possible for them. Even PCOS and then thyroid patients is possible. But only the thing is, thyroid patients, they need to maintain their medication also initially. So thyroxine medicine, they need to maintain that. Once they start that medication, of course, 100% it is possible to lose. And coming to the PCOS, yes, we'll treat them as a diabetes only. And we'll go with low glycemic diets with them. So low glycemic index diets helps them a lot. And PCOS people, mostly, it's better always if they're able to add 1 fist of seeds in their diet, especially in the mornings. That helps them. Initially, like 1 month continuously they can use. After that, day after, 2 days once, and then slowly, weekly twice, at least they should have. So that helps them not only for PCOS, gynec related issues also, it helps a lot.
It's such a sigh of relief to all of us here that everybody can lose weight. Everybody can lose inches and stay fit is what you mean. That's nice.
Exactly, 100%.
And once we lose weight, how do we maintain it? Because many of us, we go back on our same track.
See, maintenance is a lifetime battle. Losing weight is easy, but when it comes to the maintenance, it is very tough. You have to work hard for lifetime to maintain that weight. Here, thing is, see, usually people, what they do, they'll lose 2-3 kgs and then immediately they'll go back to their regular diet. So within 2 to 3 days, they'll gain back. Actually, that is not the right process of doing this losing weight. That's not the right path. You should always opt for a long-term path. 10 days, 10 kgs losing, and within 10 days, they'll gain back. It is nothing but squeezing your body. You're spoiling your health. That's not at all a right path. You have to opt for a long term. Slowly, at least you should take like a 5 months time to lose 10 kgs. So in that way, you need to lose. So you have a good enough time also. See, usually our cells, when you lose weight, it gets shrink. And we need to give it time to that time for that cell to adjust in that shrinking position size. If you are not giving the time, immediately it come back. That's the concept. That's the reason you always maintain, try to opt long term.
So slow and steady definitely wins the race.
Yes,
is what I believe.
And see, after stopping the diets and all, even if you spoil your diet, if you started eating heavy also, it takes a little more time compared to the short term to gain back. Definitely you'll gain back. There is no second thought in that. If you stop doing, if you stop controlling portions and all, definitely you'll gain back.
Correct.
Always you need to control your portions for a lifetime, and always you need to engage with the exercise. These two things will help you to maintain the weight.
So these days they are saying, Saraswathi, like food supplements, protein powders, they help in losing weight. How far it is true?
First thing, why you gain weight? You should ask for yourself. Why you gain weight? What's the reason? Is it because of excess eating? Then you need to concentrate on reducing the quantity of food. If it is because of lack of exercise, then you need to concentrate on that. How come supplements come in this losing weight? If a person is eating heavier and over nutritious, on top, if he is trying to take supplements, what's the logic?
Correct.
So here, what we tell, suppose I'll tell you the simple things. Usually, what they'll ask you to take. Instead of taking breakfast, you take this milkshake or protein shakes and all they'll give. Suppose usually a person would be taking 3 dosas with chutneys and milk and all together 300 calories you would be taking, suppose. By keeping that aside, if you take a protein milkshake, which is 80 calories, obviously you'll lose weight.
Correct.
What? Instead of that, instead of spending money on that, you be close to your regular diet. Reduce, instead of 3 dosas, you make up 1.5 dosa, 2 dosa. It's a simple thing. In that way, you need to lose. That's it. We would be very close to our regular diet. We should be. How long you will take these supplements? Just tell me one thing. How long we can take these supplements? How long you will skip your breakfast and take this protein milkshakes? That's not the right way.
And next thing,
actually, yeah.
So the next thing,
Yeah.
Saraswathi, we have a magic potion these days, apple cider vinegar. Is it really true? Is it really helpful in losing weight?
Actually, 5 years back, most of them, they used to have this apple cider vinegar. And then finally, the output came out that people who are using apple cider vinegar in a long term, they are losing their bone strength. The reason is apple cider vinegar is highly acidic. When you take that, also empty stomach they'll take. When you take that apple cider vinegar, what happens? Because it makes our blood highly acidic, then obviously our bones start releasing the calcium to make it alkaline. So our bodies can't tolerate high acidics. So automatically bone release that calcium to make it alkaline. So here finally we are giving the pressure to the bones. So bone strength we are losing. So that's why nowadays no one is suggesting. If anyone suggesting also, it's because of lack of knowledge. We should not.
I got it. So it's no more a magic potion. All right.
No
So
way.
moving on, in the wake of recent events where a television actor passed away, and there are many people who collapses while working, while doing the workouts. Why is it happening? How do we prevent it?
See, definitely they also would be having some clinical issues. Definitely they would be having an issue with their hearts, definitely. And on top, when they do without precautions, if they start doing the high intense workouts, obviously these things happen. Usually, even for normal people also, early mornings, we'll see heart attacks more, right? It is because of dehydrated bodies. Because nighttime, around like 10 hours, we won't be having water before to bed and then during sleep time. So that time what happens, our blood becomes thicker. When blood becomes thicker, obviously people who are having an issue with the blockages issue and all, they'll struggle. Obviously the chances of getting heart attacks are more. That also early morning. In case if person having an issue with the cholesterol or lipid profile issues, many people don't know, especially the young people, they don't go for checkups. So they don't know what is there in their body, obviously. And on top, early morning with these dehydrated bodies, when they start doing high intense workouts, they'll collapse. This is common, right? So what I suggest for all the people who are going to do any exercise, even walk also, morning, you should finish your 2 glasses of water. Before working out, you should have 2 glasses of water. This is very important. If possible, lukewarm water.
That's indeed a big fact, I would say. And
this is the basic reason, actually, Ritu. Basic reason. And mostly people don't take anything before working out. They'll get up and they'll fresh up and they'll rush to the high intense activities, HIT workouts and all. That is not at all good. They should have something. They should eat something. See, obviously, as I told you, whole 10 hours, we won't be having anything. Sugar levels would be low. BP would be low. On top, if you do workout, what is the condition? Just imagine. Right. So you need to have something before working out, especially people who are having low BP and sugar diabetes patients.
See, these days, moving on, these days people are rushing to every nook and corner to get that best lustrous hair. Any food, any thing to get that?
First thing is overall nutrition is very important. So overall nutrition is main thing. And yes, D vitamin combination with biotin working a lot. It works a lot. So in a natural way, D vitamin, obviously, you all know. And one more thing is biotin. So biotin rich foods are very important to maintain your healthy hair. So biotin rich, obviously, green peas, one fist of green peas is okay. One fist of peanuts is fine, and milk is good. So these things helps for your hair, and cauliflower. So these are all the things that biotin rich. So morning, especially if you're able to add up in the morning breakfast time, and that give you amazing result.
That's nice. I'm
See,
sure.
one thing is, yeah. See, already if you're in worse condition that you are losing hair, then it's always better to go with the supplements
Okay,
than natural diet.
that's good. The other thing, everybody uses all those creams and face washes that show on the TV to get that skin, that glowing skin, and how to tone down that signs of aging.
First thing, see, basics, I'm telling you the basics. Stop heavy calorie diet. Nowadays, intermittent fasting, within 2 hours, they'll take 2000 calories of diet. These kind of diets people will follow. And whenever we go for the buffets also, maximum we'll try to cover almost like 2000 to 2500 calories at a time we'll take, right? So these kind of diets will destroy your skin collagen, because when you take heavy calories, our blood glucose levels get rise. Your blood glucose levels get rise, automatically it straightly breaks down your collagen skin. So then the wrinkles are common. You can check whenever you go for parties with heavy meals and all, the next day you can see your face, dullness in your face. Directly it hits your collagen. And this is the main key, main thing you should know. You always need to keep your meals big. You need to cut down the meals. I mean, like at a time you're not supposed to have. That you have to follow for lifetime.
So it's
And then
get
hydrating.
down actually to all those marketing gimmicks of those creams and face washes. It's all
No,
about
nothing.
about diet.
No, not. This is the basic thing. If you forget this, nothing will work on you.
And you know
Nothing will
what,
work on you.
Saraswati?
And
These days we see so many men, they are all trim and fit, but they have got that belly. So any tips to get rid of that belly fat?
yeah, if you start taking high calorie, the first thing is going to come out is the belly. If you stop taking the food, if you stop controlling your portions, the first thing is going to back is the belly. Okay, so the moreover, people who are having the belly fat, they need to do more mileages in the sense like more walk, more jog. Instead of doing heavy strength training, usually what they'll do, men, directly they'll go to the gym and they'll start doing the biceps, triceps, this, that, and all, but that it's not going to help them. They have to do cardio. Only then it helps. They have to do walk, they have to do jog where they feel breathlessness, lot of movements, which includes lot of movements. And after losing certain kgs, they need to go with the strength training, that too body weight strength training, like leg raises, abdominal related exercises. So that give you good tone body.
Great. So we see, I mean, so many mommies out there like me. We would like to lose that, post-pregnancy belly. How do we, get back to shape?
Post pregnancy, first thing, right time, right action is important. If you are missing that, then you need to struggle a lot throughout your life. First thing. And soon after delivery, first month itself, you need to start doing exercises. If you miss that exercise, definitely it's going to become stubborn. See, your stomach muscles will get expand and then it gets shrink after delivery, right? The muscle would be very weaker. So always fat finds the place where whichever the weaker muscle, and it goes and sit there only. So whenever whatever you take extra calories, obviously during feeding time we'll take. That is common. So whenever you take extra calories, and it turns up as a fat and it sits at your stomach area only. So in that way, if you don't start working out, what happens? That becomes stubborn, and finally you will see a big belly with strong, harder belly, right? This is because of that. So first month itself, you need to start exercises. And if it's a C-session, then after 2 months, 3 months. But after 1 month, even C-session people also, you need to start exercising, that is yoga, simple asanas, you need to start.
That's a great.
And you can check my page also. In there I have given the exercises also, and for the post-pregnancy belly fat.
That's a great session, Saraswati. Would you like to give any advice to all youngsters, senior citizens, women, children? You know, we are all on flesh sizes these days. Any advice for them? A quick tip.
As long as we are alive, we are able to move, you should do physical activity. That's the main thing. And always you should control your portions. You are not supposed to eat belly full. These 2 things you need to consider. And please stop eating excess sweets and then deep fry items. These 2 things, if you're able to see, we don't gain weight because of our traditional food. We'll gain weight because of this deep fry items, sweets, and then festivals, parties. So because of this only we'll gain weight, not because of our traditional daily taking 2 rotis with sabji and all. We don't gain weight with that. We gain weight with this all extracurricular activities.
Thank you, Saraswati. Thank you for coming to our show and, you know, giving such eye-opening responses, fact-finding answers. It was amazing. I'm sure it is going to help all our audiences right there. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you.
And dear viewers, I'm sure it was an eye-opening session for you all. Saraswati has given you all the tips and answers, and, you know, she has busted all the myths right there. Don't forget to check out her page. Details are there right in the description. She'll give you all the answers if you have more questions for her. And thank you, Saraswati. Thank you for coming on our show. And dear viewers, before you get down and start getting fit, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And keep smiling, stay home, stay vaccinated. Bye-bye.